Hello guys, it's Ethan here. Today, as you can see, it's Thunder Dragon again. I'm doing a deck profile for you guys. And with the release of branded fusions in the structure deck, definitely increase the consistency of this deck. And also the ceiling as well. Yeah, resolving branded fusion in this deck is definitely busted. I recommend you guys to try it out. Yeah, as you can see, it's different from last time. I have all my cards laid out, so it's easier for me to go through. It's a 40 card deck. So starting off with the monster, we have 3 Thunder Dragon, 3 Thunder Dragon Dark, and 2 Thunder Dragon Roar because it's semi-limited, and only 1 Thunder Dragon Hawk. And then we have 3 Matrix. I was planning to cut it to 2, but I was building this deck to include more hand traps. But ultimately, I end up adding it back because I want to increase the number of our thunder monsters so that my Aloof Lupine will be alive. Just one Chaos Thunder Dragon. It's a great one-up. It's nice. Aloof Lupine, the best card. And then I'm still playing one Nemesis Corridor because just enables quite a lot of stuff. And then for now, we can also recycle back the Elbats. Just like what I mentioned during the previous Thunder Dragon profile with the Fusion Destiny, we tend to recycle our fusion materials. Same case for this, as we are only running one. So if we happen to banish it off the Allow of Darkness, we can recycle it back with this. So that's it with the key engine cards for this deck. Initially, I was having like 2 copies of Fallen Elbats, but I cut one down because like having 2 is like you intend to grind. In a sense, you want to resolve like multiple times. Having second copy of Fallen Elbats definitely will decrease your consistency. So I rather have more hand traps than a second copy of Fallen Elbats because current environment because there's a lot of combo decks out there. Right, speaking of hand traps, triple maxi, triple ash, 1 DD Crow. DD Crow is nice against the Despia, and also it's a dark attribute. Dark is always nice in this deck. And then 2 Veiler and 1 Imperm. Just 1 Imperm, just for a crossout target, and in case you happen to draw it, just slam it down. And then moving on to the spell, 1 Ghost Sarcophagus, self-explanatory. 1 crossout because it's being limited in OCG. It's just a very powerful card to be able to negate not just hand traps but also like branded fusion, which is huge. So I still playing it. And then 2 call by. Technically, Thunder Dragons don't have to negate hand traps because you can always play around maxi through testing. Sometimes some effects has to go through, and when my opponent ashes it, I just lose. So I'm keeping it. Call by the Grave, just a very good card, going first or second. And then 2 Thunder Dragon fusions. You don't need a 3rd copy. 3 branded fusions. I will showcase the 1 card combo later on. You will end up with Colossus and the Plant Dracostapia just on this 1 card. And lastly, 3 Allow of Darkness. Drawing is always nice. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. Alright, let's move on to the extra deck. Right, so this is my extra deck. Starting off with the Link monster. Link 1 Relinquish Anima. This is the best Link 1 I will go for Thunder Dragons. And then Anaconda, Dark like Charmer, Phoenix, and Unicorn, generic, and SS Code Talker to seal up some games. Right, since we are adopting branded fusion, so we are less likely to going into your Link monster. So that's why you're seeing I'm playing 6 copy. I'm also considering to cut out the Phoenix for other monster in case I want to play a 2 copy of Mirror Jade. Right, speaking of fusion dragons, 1 Colossus, the greatest of all time, and then triple Titan. You can definitely cut it down to 2, but you have to play it very carefully. I prefer 3 to have it as I mentioned in my previous deck profile, I want to have it at my disposal so that I don't have to bother to recycle it back every time I resolve my the Dragon Fusion. And then for the Branded Fusion package, one Mirror Jade. This is another form of interruptions, which is nice because it banish. As you know, we tend to pop, we tend to destroy. So having a different form of removal is always nice. And then these are the two main monster you go into when you open up with Branded Fusions. These mirrors of light, these mirrors of the dark. So this is Libelion and the Albion. And then this is a new future monster from the Dimension Force. It's called the Abyssal Dragons. Once this is sent to the graveyard, most likely by the effect of Jade, you get to search a polymerization or a normal fusion spell. So you can search for Thunder Dragon fusions, which is huge. So definitely need to include this into the deck. And lastly, the Predator Plant Necrostapia. This is part of the combo that I will showcase later. Yeah, having a monster negation is also nice. So that's it for the extra deck. Branded Fusion is just like an engine to facilitate the Thunder Dragon combo. So let's get right into the side deck before I showcase the combo. So these are my side deck cards, and start off with the monster. I'm still playing Lancia because I think it's very versatile. These are definitely the flex spot. You can change it to Lockbird depending on your local's environment. And then to token collector, because Brief token is a thing right now. And not to mention about the Aurora Dawn combo with Needle Fiber. It's just too absurd, so you need to have something to shut it down. And then Nibiru just for the rogue decks and to punish those decks that special summons a lot. And then one Prankatops. So taking consideration of getting like Dimensional Barrier or Super Poly. With that, if we still have Prankatops, it's still a body on board. It could be interruptions during your opponent's turn, so it's just very nice. And then 2 Dark Rule no more instead of Forbidden Droplet. And then for backrow removals, we have 2 Twin Twister, 1 Harpy, and 1 Red Reboot, as usual. And then lastly, 2 cards I would most likely siding in going first, which is the Vanity and Imperial Order. So yeah, the flex spot is definitely Lancia and Dark Rule no more, depends on your liking. Alright, so here are the main combo I want to showcase you guys. I want to show you guys how busted Branded Fusion is. 1 Branded Fusion and 1 random card will do for this combo. So activate Branded Fusions to mill off Elbas and the Dark Monster to summon out the Libelion. So in this case, you activate the Libelion's effect to discard 1. And then you shuffle back your Libelion and follow Elbas to summon out the Albion. So when Albion is special summoned, you activate its effect to banish Albion and Thunder Dragon Dark to summon out the Predator Necrostapia because it requires a fusion monster and a dark monster. And then from here, Dragon Dark with triggers, and you get to search out for a Thunder Dragon card. In this case, you search for Thunder Dragon Hawk and then activates Hawk's effect to revive Thunder Dragon Dark, and then just summon Colossus. In that case, you get to have 2 interruptions, which is very nice. There's nothing much we could ask for. So since the effects of Libelions requires us to discard, so Thunder Dragon always it's nice because this is always a +1. You can just like search for 2 and then you have cards to discard for the Libelion. Then in this case, like since you already activate a Thunder effects from the hand, you already met the condition for Colossus, so you can just like activate So here we can put on a Thunder Dragon Titan as well. So by activating the branded fusions, this time we mill off the Thunder Dragon Roar instead. So just summon Dubleon, and then Dubleon use effects to discard, and then shuffle back this two. This. And then effects to banish of this to Predaplan Decrostapio, and then effects to special summon, and from here you can go into Colossus, and then Thunder Dragon Dark effects. You can search off for a Thunder Dragon Fusion, and then from here you can activate Thunder Dragon Fusions to recycle back and then special summon out Titan. Yeah, you can definitely go into this if you happen to have like Thunder Dragon Dark or Thunder Dragon Matrix in hand, so that you can pop cards during your opponent's turn. Yeah, that's it for the combo I will showcase you guys. So that's it for the deck profile and some simple combo showcase. I hope you guys like it. And I know that the Master Deal is released. I will try to cover some of the tips and deck profiling in coming videos. Stay tuned for it. And that's it for today's video. See you guys in the next one. Bye.